Question 18. The histogram gives information about the weights of some fish. Here is the histogram. They could be as light as 200 grams or as heavy as a kilogram. Remember, for a histogram the y-axis is frequency density, not frequency. You will probably need to know the formula for frequency density before we go into the exam, so that's another one for you to learn. The number of fish with a weight between 400 grams and 450 grams is 7 more than the number of fish with a weight between 250 grams and 300 grams. Okay, between 250 and 300 grams is 4 squares. There are between 400 and 450 grams is 1, 2, 3, 4 squares, so they're equal there. So these final 3.5 squares represent 7 fish. So if 3.5 squares represent 7 fish, 1 square equals 2 fish. And irrespective of what grade you are going for on this higher paper, that's a question you should be able to pick marks up on, so please don't give up when you're doing the exam. So each square equals 2 fish, so you just count up how many squares that you have. These are half squares, so these each represent 1 fish. And if you count them all up and you are careful, you will find that there are 68 fish, and that's 3 marks. Part B, Part 1. Use the histogram to find an estimate for the median weight. And I put the work up here because there is a little bit of work involved here. Now, we know there are 68 fish. Therefore, the middle fish is 68 plus 1 divided by 2. So that's going to be the 34th and a half fish. Now, obviously you can't have half a fish, so we're looking at between the 34th and 35th fish. Because I know that each square represents 2 fish, I know the frequency, I know how many are in each group. In the lightest group there are 10 fish. I'm not at 34 yet, so I'm not in the middle. In the next group, the 250 to 300 group, there are 8 fish. So 10 and 8 make 18. I'm still not quite at the middle yet. And that makes sense because I'm here now at the 300 gram and I've got fish number 18. So I'm not at the median yet. The next group has 12 in. So I am at the 30th fish and I'm getting close to the median, but I'm not there yet. The fourth group, 400 to 450, has 15 in, and I've now got my median. The 34th and 35th fish are in this group 400 to 450. So I know it's going to be in the group 400 to 450. Now, there are 15 fish in this group. I need fish 4.5, so the fish in between the 4th and the 5th. So if you look at my workings here, I need the 4.5, 4.5 out of 15th fish. So we assume that the fish are equally distributed across the class width, and we work out what 4/15 of 50 is. Okay, 4/15 is 3/10, and you can use a calculator for this, so don't worry if you don't spot that. 3/10 of 50 grams is 15. So we're saying 3/10 of the way through here is 15 grams, and I need to go 3/10 of the way through to get to the 34th and 35th fish. Therefore, I'm going to add on the 15 grams to the 400, and my answer, my estimate, is 415 grams. Part 2, give a reason why your answer to Part B1 is only an estimate. Well, we're assuming the fish are evenly distributed across the class width. They may not be, so this can only be an estimate. E.g., there's a same gap between each fish in the class width all the way across the group. So they're not all the lightest in that group or as heavy as they can be to be in that group. They're equally spread across the group.